One of the biggest challenges that Twitter and other online platforms face in Europe is complying with the EU's new digital content law that requires them to remove illegal or harmful content within an hour of being notified by authorities or face fines up to 6% of their global revenue. This law is called the Digital Services Act, DSA, and it entered into force on November 16. The DSA is a landmark regulation that aims to create a safer, fairer and more transparent online environment for all. It applies to tens of thousands of digital companies, including social media giants like Facebook, Instagram, TikTok and Twitter. These platforms have to take down illegal content based on European and national laws, such as hate speech, child pornography and terrorist videos. They also have to assess and mitigate the risks that their design choices, algorithms and services pose to people's fundamental rights, such as freedom of expression, data protection and media pluralism. They have to deal with problems such as disinformation campaigns, cyber violence against women and falsehoods on health like COVID misinformation. The DSA gives authorities across the EU the power to order digital companies to remove illegal content quickly. If they fail to do so within an hour of being notified, they could face fines up to 6% of their global revenue. This is a huge penalty that could amount to billions of euros for some platforms. The DSA also gives users the right to flag content they suspect of being illegal and to challenge the platform's decisions if they disagree with them. The platforms have to investigate the flagged content and inform the users about the outcome. The DSA is seen as a global benchmark for social media platforms and tech platforms after years of a light-touch regime on how they manage the content on their websites and servers. The EU hopes that the DSA will set a high standard for online safety and accountability that other countries will follow. The DSA is also part of the EU's broader strategy to shape the digital transformation and ensure a level playing field for all digital companies, regardless of their size. Twitter is one of the platforms that will have to comply with the DSA's rules and obligations. Twitter is a microblogging service that allows users to post and interact with messages known as tweets. Twitter has more than 300 million active users worldwide and more than 45 million users in the EU. Twitter is also a popular source of news, information and opinions for many people. Twitter has been involved in several controversies over its content moderation policies, such as banning former US President Donald Trump, suspending accounts linked to Russian interference in elections, and removing tweets that spread misinformation about COVID. Twitter has said that it welcomes the DSA as a way to create more clarity and consistency for online platforms in Europe. Twitter has also said that it supports the DSA's goals of protecting users' rights, promoting transparency, and fostering innovation. Twitter has claimed that it already has robust policies and processes in place to deal with illegal and harmful content on its platform. Twitter has also said that it will work closely with the EU and its member states to implement the DSA effectively. However, complying with the DSA will not be easy for Twitter or any other platform. The DSA poses several challenges and uncertainties for online platforms, such as how to define what constitutes illegal or harmful content in different jurisdictions and contexts, how to balance the removal of illegal or harmful content with the respect for users' freedom of expression and diversity of views, how to ensure that users have access to effective remedies and redress mechanisms if they are dissatisfied with the platform's decisions, how to cooperate with authorities and regulators across the EU without compromising users' privacy and data protection, how to adapt their services and algorithms to mitigate potential risks and harms without stifling innovation and creativity, how to cope with the high costs and resources required to comply with the DSA's rules and obligations. These are some of the questions that Twitter will have to answer in order to pass the EU stress test and avoid hefty fines or sanctions. The DSA is a game changer for online platforms in Europe and beyond. It will require them to take more responsibility for their content and actions, but also offer them more legal certainty and opportunities for growth. The DSA will also have an impact on users, who will benefit from a safer and more trustworthy online environment, but also face some trade-offs between convenience and control. The DSA is a complex and ambitious law that will shape the future of the Internet in Europe and beyond. It will take time and effort for all stakeholders involved, platforms, authorities, regulators, users, to understand its implications and implications. The DSA is not a silver bullet that will solve all the problems of the online world, but it is a step forward towards a more responsible and sustainable digital society.